Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into, well, just a fascinating stack of cutting-edge cancer research. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is really to journey through the latest stuff. We're talking novel therapies and clinical trials, the surprising role of diet and nutrition, even some preclinical work that looks really promising. We'll pull out the most important bits, the surprising facts for you, trying to make sense of what's shaping the future of patient care. We've got some pretty significant updates here, studies that are, actively changing how we might approach cancer care. So let's start with some exciting clinical trial advancements.
Yeah, the innovation is really broad right now. It's quite something. First up, there's the OMNIRAY trial.
OMNIRAY, okay.
It's set to begin in August 2025. It's a phase 1A and 1B study looking at LY4257496,
Right.
which is a novel radioligand therapy. So think of it maybe like a targeted smart bomb. A molecule delivers radiation right to specific tumor cells.
Which one specifically?
It targets GRPR, positive advanced solid tumors. So cancers expressing that particular protein. This includes metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancers, MCRPC.
Oh, okay. MCRPC.
And interestingly, even prostate cancer patients who had Pluvicto before can join.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And while they haven't specified the exact radioactive element, the field generally uses things like beta emitters like Lu-177 or sometimes the more potent alpha emitters like Ake-225.
Okay, interesting. Now, here's something that really caught my eye. Sometimes connections pop up where you least expect them, right?
Yeah.
From existing treatments. What did we learn about statins, the cholesterol drugs?
Right. It's a great question. How can existing drugs have wider impacts? Well, a new study looked at data from two big phase 3 trials, Spartan and Titan.
Okay, Spartan and Titan.
And for men with advanced prostate cancer getting a specific drug, Apalutamide, the results were, well, pretty striking.
How so?
Statin users saw a 42% reduction in their overall risk of death.
42%, that's huge.
It is. And their 3-year survival rates went past 80%. Now, the big caveat, of course.
Like there's always one.
Yeah. It was retrospective. So looking back at data, it suggests a strong link, maybe points to biological reasons why statins might affect cancer, but it doesn't prove cause and effect. It's hypothesis generating.
Got it. Important distinction. So, okay, we have new therapies, existing drugs, finding new roles, but what about the basics, like diet, fasting-mimicking diets, FMDS? What's new there?
Yeah, connecting back to just overall patient health, there was a recent randomized controlled trial comparing two types of plant-based FMDS, low protein and high protein.
Okay, LP versus HP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And both, interestingly, showed really remarkable shared benefits. Good for cardiometabolic health, good for that cellular recycling process, autophagy.
Autophagy, right, cleaning out old cells.
They both led to similar drops in body weight, fat mass, about a 10% dip in fasting blood sugar, and a pretty significant 35% reduction in IGF-1 levels.
35%, wow. But were there differences between the low and high protein versions?
Yes, and this is where it gets interesting for personalization. The high-protein FMD was better at reducing that stubborn visceral fat, improved heart rate variability, and even increased gut microbiome diversity.
Okay, so targeted benefits there.
Right. Whereas the low-protein one, it showed a more pronounced metabolic shift with higher ketone levels. So it suggests tweaking the macronutrients can give you, specific advantages depending on the goal.
Fascinating. And just one more on the clinical side. Looking at broader patient care, there's new research on understanding patient groups better.
Yes, this came out of Cochin University Hospital in Paris. They developed a really solid way to identify 5 sort of universal patient clusters in oncology.
Based on what?
But based on their early nutritional and inflammatory status.
Yeah.
They looked at data from 1,370 outpatients and found a very strong link to overall survival.
How strong?
Well, for example, patients in what they call the critically impaired inflamed cluster, they faced almost a 3 times increased hazard ratio for death.
Wow, 3 times.
And another group, the dysmetabolic patients, had about a 1.7 times increased risk. It just underscores how critical things like malnutrition and systemic inflammation are. They're often, underappreciated factors in prognosis.
Absolutely crucial. Okay, so that's a lot on the clinical front. What does this all mean maybe for therapies coming down the pipeline? Let's pivot a bit to an innovative technology with some preclinical buzz, but also early clinical data.
Right. Let's talk about Alpha DaRT. That stands for diffusing alpha emitters radiation therapy.
Alpha DaRT. Okay.
It looks really promising for prostate, bladder, and other advanced solid tumors. The cool thing is how it overcomes a major limitation of traditional alpha particles,
Which is?
their range. Alpha particles pack a punch but travel only a tiny distance in tissue, just a few cell widths.
Right, hard to cover a whole tumor.
Exactly. So alpha DART uses these tiny seeds coated with a radioactive element, radium-224. These seeds are implanted right into the tumor.
Directly inside.
Mhm. As the radium decays, it releases its alpha particles continuously, but because they travel such a short distance, only a few millimeters, the radiation damage is precisely confined to the tumor.
So it spares the healthy tissue around it, like the bladder wall, rectum.
Precisely. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And the evidence we have so far, both preclinical and early clinical, suggests it can not only stop or even reverse tumor growth,
But
but it also seems to trigger a robust immune response.
the immune system connection.
Yeah, which could potentially make immunotherapies work even better alongside it. It's a really exciting area.
What an incredible deep dive today. We've covered so much ground, from those precision radioligand therapies like OMNIRAY, the unexpected role of statins, to tailoring diets like FMDS for specific benefits, and even better ways to understand and categorize patient groups based on nutrition and inflammation.
Yeah, and that alpha DART technology too.
Yeah.
Right. And Alpha DART, it really feels like understanding the whole picture of patient health, alongside these targeted treatments. That's truly where the future lies.
Absolutely. And it really raises the key question, doesn't it? How can we best weave all these diverse insights together for a truly personalized approach to cancer care for you?
A question we'll keep exploring. Until our next deep dive, stay strong and fight on.